It's a brand new Kirblog, and it's about Anime-Expo and memories of going to conventions across the entire country from when I lived in New York. That's an oldie but a goodie, I guess. That show was all right when it took over the universe. Hi, everybody. So I intended to actually do this one right after Anime-Expo weekend, but got a little preoccupied with other things, and then, more pressing stuff I figured I should talk about, was relevantly coming out. So I saved this for a little bit later. But nonetheless, actually, it's funny because the weekend this is going up, San Diego Comic-Con is happening, and yet here I am talking about a convention that's not Comic-Con, but either way. Anime-Expo. I have gone, I want to say at least 5 or 6 times now. I've gone 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 2007. So 6 years I've been going to this convention now. And I did one a while back about Otakon, I think actually almost a whole year ago. And so I thought it would be interesting to tell one about my memories of Anime-Expo. And interestingly enough, I've had pretty good years consistently every time I've gone. But the year that I have the most amount of stories to tell is actually the very, very first one that I went to, which was all the way back in 2007. Actually, some other kind of significance of it is it was the first time I went to go visit California. It was my last year of I just finished my last year of high school. I was I think still in the midst of doing the 3rd Parody Rangers, and I think I had written the first of the Nintendo collabs around that same summer. And I wanted to go to this convention, and by that time I had become acquainted, actually thanks to Otakon a couple years earlier. At the first Otakon I went to in 2005, I became friends with Mariana Miller, who was actually going to be going to that convention. I don't think she was living in California just yet at the time. I think she might have still been living in Texas, but nonetheless, she and a couple friends of hers were going to be going. And so I was coordinating plans with her. And, in previous conventions I'd been to, like Dad and I had always driven down with Mike Lucas or whoever else we were going with to Otakon in Baltimore, because it was, like a 4 or so hour drive away. But this was the first time I'd be flying out of state to go to another convention that was, on the other side of the country, basically. We worked some details out, and it was fun, and then I went out. And this was actually back when AX was still in Long Beach, at the Long Beach Convention Center. And myself and Mariana and I think 2 of her other friends got this one place that was about walking distance from the convention center. Pretty decent hotel, no weird, crazy shit happening or anything. My earliest memory of the first day that we were hanging out, I remember... Sorry to out you, Mariana, but I'm sure you probably won't mind if I tell this story. So she and a couple of her friends, I think, had secured themselves a yaoi game, some kind of visual novel game to be playing on their laptop that they had brought with them to entertain themselves that night. I was very tired, of course, from jet lag because I was coming from a 3-hour time difference. And so please picture me laying down in bed, attempting to, just get whatever. When I'm at conventions, I don't often get a whole lot of rest inherently, but, trying to get a little amount of sleep before the first day of the convention. And I'm hearing Mariana and her couple friends, chuckling, and they were just kind of goofing around and having fun with it, but they were having fun with this game. And in the background, and I apologize for your ears, I'm hearing, 2 pretty boy characters talking in Japanese, and then once in a while, and then sometimes, so, while I'm laying in bed. So that was my introduction to going to California and about to go to Anime-Expo. So anyway, but so then on the first, so I can't remember exactly what days were what, but one of the first things that happened at the convention was a very, very, very important panel for One Piece. And actually, I remember going, I think, all the way to the convention center and then forgetting my badge. And I had to run all the fucking way back to my hotel and pick it up and run all the way back there to get to the panel in time. And in fact, I think I actually was late for the panel. No, you know what? I was, because I believe that some of the Japanese staff were there, and I think that it was like it might have been like an hour and a half panel or something. I can't remember, but I came in partway through it, and the first half of it was with a bunch of the Japanese reps. I think they're from Toei Animation, talking about the show. Brooke was incredibly new at the time. There was a cosplayer already for him in the front row, and they were remarking like, wow, that's so impressive. Like, Brooke is such a new character, and it's incredible to see a cosplayer of him already. And but of course, the big thing about this was shortly before this convention, they had officially announced that Funimation had the rights to doing the show, and they had started recording on the new dub for it. So Mike McFarland and Justin Cook went up to talk about what the new deal was going to be, about picking up on Cartoon Network where the 4Kids dub had left off, and what they were planning to do with the uncut home release and everything. And I remember, like, Justin saying, like, I remember, yeah, it was so cute. Justin was like, so on Cartoon Network, the voices of your characters are going to be a little bit different, and we will be adhering to the naming conventions and edits and things of the previous version, but we will be doing a home release very soon where, and all he had to say was, Zorro will be Zorro. And the whole room was lighting up. They knew what that meant. It was like a happy fucking day for One Piece fans. And then they announced the cast as well, which was huge. It was just cool to just literally be there for that. Interestingly, Justin, who was producing, and Mike McFarland and Chris Bevins, I believe, were. I think Chris Bevins was there. Yes, he was. I think because they were promoting Beck, maybe. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. Either way, but they were both there, and they were both working on the show, and that was a big thing for all of them as well. Yeah, it was super cool, and actually, I think that was also. I think that was the convention where I met Chris Bevins for the first time. If I'm remembering right, it might have been Otakon, but either way, I remember meeting him there, and then recently I got the chance to work with him finally, and Mike McFarland, actually. Both of them I got to work with when I went to visit Funimation, which was super cool. But nonetheless, yeah, so that was really cool. And actually, after that, I met up with a bunch of friends who I knew from, actually, a couple that I knew, believe it or not, from TV Tome. If Cosmic Debris, if you ever hear this, I'm giving you a little quick shout out. She was the person who kind of inducted me into the One Piece fandom, really, because I was watching the show, but it wasn't until I met her on the One Piece TV Tome message board that I kind of learned a lot more about the Japanese version and kind of what I was missing, more or less. So that was really cool, and I met a few other people from I think from Arlong Park at the time. And they were all really kind folks and stuff, and it was cool to meet them and get to know a lot of them and everything. And then, yeah, so then other stuff. Okay, so then here's the other big kind of funny story from this con was, so I, throughout the weekend, I was running into this one Haruhi Suzumiya cosplayer, speaking of the opening song I chose. And like we talked here and there, like briefly, and I was like, oh, she's cute and she's nice, and I had this strange sense of familiarity somehow, and I kept running into her throughout the whole weekend, and then I remember, I went to, this was back before, those of you who have ever heard of Bang Zoom's open audition thing, years before that, they used to do Anime-Expo Idol, which was like their kind of like American Idol-esque competition thing that legend has it they quote-unquote ripped off of Tom Wayland, which he used to do at a lot of conventions back in the day, sort of. But yeah, nonetheless, they would have fans come up and dub and try out their acting shit. And they also had a singing competition as well, which Mariana went up for and should have won, but didn't, nonetheless. That's why I was going to it. So we were there for the singing competition and also for the acting competition. And lo and behold, who went up in her Haruhi costume, funnily enough, being judged by the voice of Haruhi, Wendy Lee, and the voice director for the show, for the English dub, Alex Von David, and she would later go on to work with both of them extensively on tons and tons of shows. It was Kira Buckland, of all things. And this predates the Brawl Taunts era, by the way. She and I had worked here and there on Newgrounds and a few projects. She'd done some voices for me. I'd done some voices for her, and I didn't realize that whole time I was running into her, and I was like, oh my god. And then afterward, I went up and I was like, Kira, I'm Kerbifer. And she's like, oh my God. And we hugged and it was super cute. And yeah, that was my introduction formally to Kira in real life, to Rena Chan herself. So yeah, and then otherwise, I think after that, oh, you know what? One last little thing. Mariana and I went to go see Ratatouille when it first came out back in 2007. Funnily enough, also, I think that they were premiering the first of the many, many, many Michael Bay Transformers movies at the convention, like before it was officially coming out in theaters everywhere. I don't know why, for the life of me, but that was like a big thing they were doing that year. But anyway, so yeah, that was my first Anime-Expo. I mean, you know, other than the excruciating LA heat, which, you know, of course, also we still have to deal with that every year anyway. It was a really good time, and I've enjoyed every year that I've gotten to go back. I've been lucky that I've gotten to have mostly positive experiences at this convention, because I know a lot of people, especially now with like getting badges, whether you're just a regular attendee or an industry person or whatever, can be kind of a pain in the ass, and I can't refute that, but I've kept it simple for myself just so I can get in and do my thing and not have to worry about any shit. Other things that I've gotten to do, well, not to get too dark about this, but actually, the 2013 and 2014 years in a row that I both went, I happened to be going through some really, really shitty times in my life, that I was feeling really bad about myself, and I actually had some really good experiences at those conventions to kind of help lift me up. So actually at 2013, that was when I was coming to visit LA for the first time. Oh, no, sorry, not for the first time. I went to visit LA in 2011 with Mac and Bosco and when Kira was moving in. But I went back to visit LA again in 2013 in the summer during AX for 2 weeks. I was staying with Martin and Mariana by that point, who were married. Yay. Yeah, I had the pleasure of helping Martin, Mariana, and Caitlin Muncie on actually selling stuff at the Little Karibo Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge booth at the convention that year, which was a lot of fun, because I haven't done that in a long time. But actually, when I was at AX this past year, or like just a few weeks ago, I was mentioning I got to look after Steve Yurko's Artist Alley table while he was away for the first couple nights of the convention, and that was actually a lot of fun. I don't often get to do that these days, just from busyness and stuff, but I actually really like managing and selling things to people and talking with folks when they come up and stuff. I also got to do that, I think, at Fanime one year for the Level Up Studios booth, which was really fun. And yeah, maybe we'll get to do that more in the future with the game and stuff if we get to like demo it at cons or something. But anyway, yeah, that was cool. And then also the 2014 year, which of course was the year that I was moving to California. I very much have Steve Yurko to thank for, and actually 2 years in a row, getting me in with being able to see the Battle of Gods and Resurrection F movies. Which they premiered both kind of outside of the convention at a big movie theater, and Steve was very, very cool to get me and Mike Lucas tickets to go see it. So major shout outs to him for that, especially because the 2014 year, getting to go see the fucking new DBZ movie premiering, I think, was certainly something that helped offset how awful I was feeling that weekend, and also thankfully even just past that too, I should give more credit. I was very much surrounded by lots and lots of wonderful friends that weekend, who were there to help me out and to make me feel happy and to make me feel welcome to moving out here and everything. So that was cool, and that was like just a couple days before I moved out too. So it was crazy. But yeah, so there's a bunch of Anime-Expo stories for you. Funnily enough, by the way, kind of tying things back in together. So the year after I went to my first AX, that was 2007. In 2008, I went to San Diego Comic-Con. I went 2 years in a row, 2008 and 2009. Interestingly, apparently, from what I learned later on, that was kind of the year that everything changed, because that was when they had Twilight as like a big draw for the convention, which was interesting, and yeah, certainly a big shift for San Diego. I will just say, I don't want to give too much away just yet, but I will say that there's going to be an interesting and very, 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 very cool announcement that will be happening, I believe, today at San Diego Comic-Con, maybe not long after this Kirblog goes up. So do me a favor and keep an eye on my Twitter for some information about some things that are happening. And it's going to be cool. I'm excited to share some of this news with you all. I also hope anybody who was at Comic-Con, if you listen to this later on, if you were able to go to the OKKO Let's Be Heroes panel that Cartoon Network was putting on, I so wish that I could have been there for that. That would have been awesome. But nonetheless, please enjoy and look forward to the news. Anyway, if you have stories to tell about going to Anime-Expo, if you have been, hopefully, or any other conventions that are really special to you, leave a comment with some stories and fun thoughts and things to share. And if you have future Kirblog topic suggestions, leave a comment about that too, or feel free to hit me up on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, anything you like for Kirblog topic suggestions. I've got a few more this month, and then we're already jumping into August. It's crazy. Got a lot more to do for this the game, but look forward to more news about that too. And yeah, so thanks for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.